It wasn't just a dinner. When King Charles III and Queen Camilla arrived in Washington, D.C., everything about the moment felt different. This wasn't a routine visit or a simple diplomatic event. It carried weight, history, and symbolism all at once. The timing alone made it significant. The visit marked 250 years since the United States declared independence from the United Kingdom, a moment that once defined separation, now being remembered through a meeting of leaders from both sides. And then came the setting. A state dinner at the White House hosted by Donald Trump and Melania Trump, bringing together two worlds that historically stood apart. But what made people pay attention wasn't just the history, it was how everything looked. Because from the moment the royal couple stepped into the spotlight, the focus shifted immediately to something more visual, more immediate. Their presence, their appearance, and the details people couldn't ignore. As soon as images from the event began circulating, attention locked onto one thing: the outfits. Queen Camilla stepped out in a bold hot pink gown designed by Fiona Clare, a choice that immediately stood out against the formal backdrop of the evening. The embroidered bodice flowed into a full-length gown, creating a look that felt both traditional and striking at the same time. But it wasn't just the dress. It was the necklace, an amethyst and diamond piece that once belonged to Queen Victoria, dating all the way back to 1818. That detail alone transformed the look from elegant to historic, connecting the present moment to centuries of royal legacy. At the same time, Melania Trump appeared in a soft blush Dior gown, choosing a more subtle shade of pink but keeping the same visual theme. The one-shoulder design, combined with flowing draping and white suede gloves, created a look that felt refined and carefully coordinated. And that's where people started noticing something interesting: the color choice. Both women, from completely different backgrounds and traditions, appearing in similar tones. It wasn't planned, at least not publicly, but visually it created a moment that felt connected. On the other side, King Charles III and Donald Trump kept things classic. Black tail tuxedos, white bow ties, no deviation from tradition. And that contrast made everything else stand out even more. Because while the men followed expectation, the visual conversation of the night was happening elsewhere. But the night wasn't just about appearances. Because behind the visuals, something much bigger was happening. During the visit, King Charles III did something only one other British monarch had ever done before. He addressed a joint meeting of Congress. That moment alone carried historical weight. It placed him in a position that connected directly back to his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, who delivered her own address decades earlier in 1991. And suddenly, the visit became more than symbolic. It became a continuation of history, a reminder of how relationships evolve over time. From separation to cooperation, from conflict to ceremony. And when you step back and look at everything together, the timing, the setting, the people involved, it starts to feel like something more than just a single event. Because moments like this don't stand alone. They represent something bigger. Not just what happened that night, but what it means going forward. And maybe that's why people couldn't stop talking about it. Because it wasn't just about who was there, or what they wore. It was about what the moment represented. And how it quietly showed that even the most historic divides can eventually turn into something entirely different.